Zoomi's prayers, a dream world of unreality. An emptiness enters and remains. Rushing in come clouds through the mountain gap. They too are empty. The earth and sky seem filled, but of a nothingness. All is a dream world of unreality. We will awaken in new lands and find we were as a blind bird, flying unaware through clouds, hovering over places busy with themselves. The clouds cared not, the land cared not. The history of the world veered down a vortex where was no sound, no sight, no existence. We who were here came from being not, then entered and passed through flickering colors of events which were without cipher of meaning. What then was expected of illusion, which sifted into being and wafted out, with no shout, no whimper? It had no blood, it had no flesh. A ghostly world of no virtue, no value, and no valence to attach itself to another. Each other a vastly, ghastly abyss. One loneliness passed by another with no bow, no kiss. For to exist is to pay homage to a source which ends in omega, and all between have some meaning to each other. Even God rebuked himself for vacuity. There had to be blue, there had to be green, there had to be black. These to taste and smell the other, to touch and to utter sounds, however meaningless. An inconceptual platform could be placed somewhere above the abyss, and with 7 circles spinning down to, by their very motion, take material form, energy become matter. These leapt to various states of being, passing darkness, passing emptiness, and without passage of time. All was a quantum of nothingness. What was needed was entry of a quantum of solace. All the solace was to be of love reaching into the emptiness. There was only love. There was only needed love. Observing then that love is a fullness needing nothing else. The solace was valenced, not as a dipole. There were no positives or negatives of attraction. The valence was among 3 beings, none itself without the other. If there were to be a family generated from them, it must be the same. It must be a communion of oneness, each perfectly holy, and each consuming the other as bread, as wine. Far be it from any human to suppose his way into the revealing of all things. In the mind of the Father was to create all that was to be. These that came to be from nothing. Without word, without an action of thought, all was brought perfectly to life and to love. And these beings, ideas, and events, perfectly selected out from your knowledge of all possibilities. We love to dwell upon the phenomena of the natural world and to find our way through nature up to your nature, the magnificence of it, its impressive size and diversity. It is august in its repose, terrible in its storm. It is ever new each day and probes further in the night, beyond the stars, also into the dreams of men. The earth is colossal, heroic, noble. It gives impressions of its beginnings and inspiration toward its end. These all manifestations of a supreme glory and goodness behind them. The earth is a poem, and history its rhyme and meter. Does not the earth throb with life and elegance? In your mind it is a parable given to us. The Lord considers the non-divine state of men, these to be delivered up to near divinity. Truth and light must be communicated. Also we are to know that there is more. We have known of you what we are able, but our ability will be clothed in spiritual knowledge, thus to know and love the Father, love the Son, love the Spirit. The parable has a larger truth. It is an infinite truth. We will ever search for expression of the grandeur of your throne and rule. All nature, all history, and all prophecy were but the epic poem of Messiah. Nothing else mattered. The triumph and sovereignty of the Christ could not be beheld by humans but for the entire passage of what has been, what was said, what will be. And how shall we ever have known that we were looking at ourselves, raised up in agonizing process to perfection? For you have deigned to be our brother. Thus the long anticipation and apocalypse were the great wind of the Spirit. If so the Lord ascended and left to us your Spirit, then we too shall be ascended and to live your life. Amen.